I'll let Jonah take over for a while. Good boy. Fine girl. You want to talk to everyone? You want to talk? He just likes watching out the window, which is right there. Hi, and welcome to episode 10 of Tales of Yarnia. This is my podcast all about knitting, crocheting, and all the crafty things. My name is Hannah, and I'm coming to you from Cheltenham in the UK, which is where I live with my other half Jimmy and our yellow Labrador Jonah. So, social media wise, you can find me as yarniadesigns on Instagram and Ravelry. I'm also on Facebook as well, but not as active on there. And also Vero, which is a new one, sort of. So yeah, I'll put all the links in the down bar and details on the screen as well for you. Welcome to all of my returning viewers, and welcome to any new subscribers as well. Thank you so much for checking out the podcast. I'm so pleased people are coming back to watch more episodes, and yeah, it's all really exciting. So hope you enjoy and stick around for more. So I've got a couple of announcements today. First one is a new pattern release, which was released last week. It's the Honeydew shawl, which is, I'll just grab for you. It's a pretty big DK weight shawl. Just hold it up. So it has sort of a honeycomb texture in some areas of the shawl, and then some garter textures, and it's pretty simple knit, just really big, cozy, and fun and relaxing to make. So that's now live on Ravelry. I did have 20% off for the first week, but that has now just finished. But I know not everyone that I had announced on Instagram. I know not everyone's on Instagram, so I was going to do an extra 20% discount for running from today, I think until the end of Tuesday. So for about 3 days, I'll have another code, which is going to be podcast 20. I'll write that on the screen. So if you missed my Instagram announcements about it, then you've got another chance to get 20% off. I just feel like that's more fair to announce it on the podcast as well. So yeah, really cozy DK weight shawl. I think I have mentioned the colours quite a few times before, but this yarn here, the speckles, is Paca La Alpaca, and she's an indie dyer, I think, based in Ireland, and that's on her DK singles base, I think in the Bloom colourway. And this other yarn, the darker solid colour, is a New Zealand yarn which I found when we went on holiday last year. I think it's a Corriedale 8 ply. So it's a DK weight. I think it's the company's Utiku, but you could use any DK weight yarns for this shawl and it would be absolutely fine. So yeah, really fun knit. Out now on Ravelry with 20% off until Tuesday with the code podcast20. Okay, so moving on. Some of you on Instagram might have seen that I've injured my finger. I think I did this on Friday. It's now Sunday when I'm recording. Jonah's being noisy, as usual. Anyway, yeah, I have injured my finger, which you can see here, which has made it a bit more challenging to knit since then. So luckily I did make a lot of progress up until I injured myself, but I'm left-handed, and I knit continental, so the yarn normally goes over this finger, and I've been struggling with that. So I've sort of got a bit of a workaround where I'm then putting the yarn over this finger and wrapping it around this one to try and get the same tension. So that has been working so far, but obviously I'm slower, so I just hope it sorts itself out soon. It's really gross and horrible. I managed to cut myself whilst trying to prepare an avocado. So it's a really, really stupid injury, and I'm very silly. And it's my own fault that I'm struggling to knit now. So, but yeah, when I posted about it on Instagram, I got quite a few responses of people saying that they've also had similar avocado injuries, and their recovery time has been a lot worse because they've managed to damage tendons and things. So luckily I haven't. I've just got to keep this on for a few days. And luckily I didn't have to have stitches, which I was surprised at because it was pretty deep. I ended up having to call Jimmy back from work, and then he had to take me to A&E, which is the emergency room for any American viewers. Jonah, stop it. Shh. Sorry, he's really restless today. I got out the chairs to sit on the podcast, and he sat on the one next to me. He sometimes does that if there's a spare chair that's like out at the dining room table. He will just get on the chair and sit there, which is really funny. Jonah. So, yeah, sorry, few tangents there, but long story short, hurt my finger, knitting is now hard, but I'm going to persevere and it will heal soon. So, yay! I did want to show you, I've actually, sorry, just going to have some coffee. Oh, and this is my new mug that I got from Little Treasures, who's on Instagram. I think she's got an Etsy shop. So I will put links to both of those in the down bar. But yeah, it just says, she does all sorts of Harry Potter themed gifts. And it just says, "You're a wizard, Hannah." Obviously, because my name's Hannah. But yeah, she personalises so much stuff. It's so cool. Yeah, my new favourite mug, so super exciting. So, oh yeah, got another big announcement. Sorry, these announcements are going on a bit. But this one's exciting because it involves prizes. So, previous viewers of the podcast will know I was running a knit-along called the Yarnia cowl for people to knit any of my patterns. And there were a couple of prizes up for grabs. So I'm just going to run through the winners. So the first prize up for grabs is this gorgeous skein of yarn donated by the wonderful Suzanne of Green Lambkin Yarn. So this is the skein. She did send another one for me and I was allowed to choose. So I picked the purple sparkly one. But this one is equally beautiful. So you get this cute little stitch marker, progress keeper here. And the skein of yarn, which is these gorgeous greens and with a little bit of blue and yellow. It's absolutely gorgeous, and browns. It's so beautiful. So yeah, the winner of this is Purple Moose UK. So if you send me a Ravelry message with your address and full name, I will get this sent out to you very soon. So yay, and I'm really glad you won one of the prizes actually, because there were only 6 entries for the cowl, and Purple Moose UK actually made 2 pairs of my holy socks. So I think she did really deserve to win something for having 2 out of the 6 entries. So yeah, this will be on its way to you if you just let me know your address. Okay? And the next prize up for grabs was a gorgeous bundle of mini skeins by the wonderful Wendy of Moonflower Yarns. So this is her tag. Oh, and also she included a couple of stitch markers and progress keepers, which are also available in her shop as well. These gorgeous colourful flowers. So yeah, here's the mini skeins. And I think you get 5 mini skeins. And some of them are on Stellina and some are on her normal sock base. So they are absolutely gorgeous. Try and show you all of the colours. There you go. So the winner of this prize is Karma Stitch. So congratulations. If you also just let me know your details and address on Ravelry, I'll get this sent out to you as well. So yeah, that's super exciting. There was one more prize, which is where the winner can pick a pattern of their choosing from my Ravelry shop. And the winner of that is Tangled 5 Sticks. So if you just send me a Ravelry message letting me know which pattern you'd like as a prize, I'll get that sent over to you as well. So yeah, that's the Yarnia cowl. First cowl, all done. So exciting. It was really, really lovely to see what everyone's made in the thread, and it was really, really nice for people to get involved for my first knit along. So yeah, thank you. So then on to what I'm wearing. This is what I'm wearing, and previous viewers will recognise this as my Zweig sweater, which has taken me quite a while to make, but it is now finished. So I'm just going to stand up to let you get a better look at it. So this is the finished Zweig sweater. I am so pleased with how it's turned out. It's got the exact sort of ease and fit that I wanted. So I did want not very fitted, so I wanted quite a loose fitting sweater, just something comfy to wear, to be cozy, but still look really awesome. So yeah, I've done all of the cross cables on the body and on the arms as well, which I really love this texture. So I don't know if you can see better there. And then obviously the lace panel is just gorgeous. So yeah, I'm really, really pleased with it. It was really, really fun and interesting to knit. I think the cross cables, it did make the sweater take a bit longer, but it did break up what otherwise would have been just plain stockinette, which sometimes you can feel like you're stuck in some sort of vortex with just miles and miles of stockinette to go. So yeah, the yarns I used were this sort of dark blue is a one-of-a-kind from Travel Knitter. So it doesn't have a colourway name, and I don't know if it's available anymore, but she has absolutely beautiful colourways, so I'd recommend checking hers out anyway. And then this variegated that I used for the lace is Fondant Fibre in her Jasmine Scented Evening colourway. And I think I previously said I wasn't sure if she was still dyeing yarn at the moment, but I have actually now seen that she is active again on Instagram, so I think she will be dyeing more yarn, which is exciting. So it's definitely worth going over and checking out her Instagram and checking out her shop as well if she's got anything in there, because her yarn is absolutely gorgeous. So yeah. So yeah, really pleased with that. Really pleased with the Zweig. Oh, I forgot to say it's a pattern by Caitlin Hunter, but a lot of people probably know that. It's been just such a popular pattern. So yeah, so need to stop saying so. I've got quite a few, well, I've got a couple of whips to show you next. The first one is living in my gorgeous Eldon Woodcraft bag. I absolutely love it. I need to get another Eldon Woodcraft bag at some point. They're so well made, and all of her fabrics she uses are absolutely gorgeous. Right, so living in this is my current sock design. So I am using, for the main colour, a gorgeous sock blank by Sweet Sparrow Yarns. It's absolutely gorgeous. I have shown this probably before. And here is my design. So I think the last time I podcast, I had not yet done the heel. I was on the gusset increases. So this little marker shows, the gingerbread man shows where I was up to. So I have done all of this. And the pattern on the front, which is on one side of the foot, continues up the leg. And I'm nearly to the ribbing now, I think. I've done quite a bit. And I've been really enjoying this project as well. So then on the back of the leg, I've actually chosen to do a bit of a more intricate lace design with little leaves there. So I'm really enjoying that. Yeah, just makes it really interesting on the back of the leg. I just thought that'd be really fun to sort of integrate into this design. And then I've got this other colourway, which is an Eden Cottage yarns in the Red Kite colourway, which I am using for the toes, heels, and will be in the cuffs as well. So I'm going to try and show you it side on. That sometimes helps. There we go. So you can see the little lace panel along the front, on the side, and then yeah, that's how that will be working. There we go. So really, really enjoying that. I'm still only on the first sock, so I need to knit the second sock and get the pattern written up, and then it will be ready for test knitting. And I have already had a little bit of interest from test knitters for this, so that's really exciting. But I will announce when the official call to test knit is. And yeah, just look at these speckles on the sock back. It's gorgeous. So I'm really, really enjoying it. It's just been quite a relaxing knit for me as well. But I've not been able to knit on this since the avocado incident. So I'm sort of out of action on the socks because it's a bit too fiddly for that. So the main thing I have been working on is a gift for a friend. It's living in my Emerald Fibres bag with this gorgeous narwhal. And I've got my first badge, which arrived. Oh, it's going to be so sparkly, you won't be able to see it. I don't know, can you? No, can't see. Oh, might be able to see a bit there. Well, anyway, it says Moonstone Dye Works on it because I did get a bit of an acquisition from Moonstone Dye Works, and I decided to put my badge on here. So I'll show you what's inside. Oh. So this is a little cardigan that I'm working on. It's the Anna's Summer Cardigan pattern on Ravelry by Petite Knits, I think it is. So as you can see, I finished the body. I think the last time I spoke to you, I hadn't even split for the sleeves yet. So I've done quite a lot on this one. This is probably the project I've spent the most time on since I last podcast. So I finished the body, and then I finished one sleeve as well. Before the avocado incident 2 days ago, I think I was up to about here on this sleeve. So I've done half a sleeve, and then I've now just started the second sleeve as well. So I've just got one sleeve to go, and then I've got to pick up for the button bands and sew on buttons, and that'll be it. So hoping that shouldn't take me too much longer. I've got about 1 week left until it needs to be gifted. So it's for my friend's baby's birthday. She's going to be 1 year old next weekend, so I need to get this done for then. So yeah, it's quite an enjoyable knit. I'm not crazy about the yarn. I think it's Sirdar Snuggly DK. It is really soft. I think it's a 50% acrylic, 50% polyamide yarn. I think it's just the yarn in combination with the needles that I'm using I'm not enjoying. Because I'm using my wooden, I think are they Knit Pro Symphonies? Knit Pro Symphonies. The ones that are all change colour. So I think it is just the yarn in combination with that was making it quite a slow knit. And the yarn was quite splitty as well. It doesn't seem to be like very tightly plied. I think that's the right word. So it was making it slightly frustrating to knit, but I'm nearly there with it now. And the finished product, I think, looks really, really good. Like if I show you the back, I think the finished product does look really good. And the yarn is really soft and squishy, and it will be machine washable, which is really important. So yeah, it's worth it for the cardigan. But yeah, I haven't got too much more to do on it now, so I'm not sure if I'll get to show this again on the podcast before I have to gift it. I probably won't, because I'm not going to be podcasting again before next weekend. So this will probably be the best shot you get of it. I mean, I can take a picture before I have to give it away, and I can include a picture on the podcast next time. And I'll also put it in my Ravelry projects too. But yes, I am actually knitting this for a knit along as well. I'm going to enter it into a knit along by Squirrel Pie Productions. Tommy from Squirrel Pie Productions podcast is running a kid along, which is where you can participate by knitting anything. I think you can crochet as well, or sew. I think you just have to make anything for a child or a baby. So it just can't be for an adult. So I'm putting this in as an entry for that knit along. So yeah, extra reason to gift knit. So I'll just put this back. I'll just grab some more coffee. So I think looks like I've just got one more whip to show you, and then we're on to acquisitions. This coffee is good. Good coffee. So on to the last whip, which if you follow me on Instagram, you will know what is living inside this. This is my project bag from Homespun House, which I think was part of a kit. Was it last year? No, it was the year before. It would have been in 2016. Yeah, so I absolutely love it. I love llamas. Anything with llamas on, that's where I will be. So this is my Portage cardigan, which is by Dandelion Girl Designs on Ravelry. Oh my god, I've done the thing where you're in the middle of a row. Why did I do this? I mean, I have got a slight excuse of having a dodgy finger, so I can't really fix it quickly right now. But basically, I don't know why I did this. It's bound to happen at some point. I'm surprised I haven't done this before episode 10, to be fair. So I'm still on the initial raglan increases for the cardigan. I've not split the sleeves or anything yet. I'm in love with this though. Look at that honeycomb pattern on the back. Oh my gosh. It's just so beautiful. I can't stop looking at it when I'm working on it. That's probably why I'm partway through a row, because I just stopped to look at it. And then just got distracted and realised I had to go somewhere. The yarn I'm using is by Primrose Yarn Co. I'll show you. I am actually alternating skeins for the first time ever. It's the first project where I've ever alternated skeins. So, because some of the skeins are pretty different from one another, like this one has a lot more sort of orange and deeper brown tones in it, and this one seems a bit more muted. So I thought if I put those two together, because they're so different, that should even out within the knitting process. But let me know if I'm doing it wrong. But I think it is looking, I don't think it's pooling at all. Like if you look at the stockinette, it seems to be pretty evenly dispersed, all of the deeper, brighter sections so far. So yeah, I'm really loving this project. I'll just show you a skein with the label for Primrose Yarn Company. So this is one of the other skeins. So that's the label, and it's on the Jasper DK base. I think I did say the Bramble colourway, which is, I think it's, yeah, 100% superwash merino. You get 247 yards per 100 grams. So I'm really enjoying working with the yarn. It's really squishy and soft. Really nice to work with. It's not splitty at all. And it's just a joy to work with, it really is. And I've got a little progress keeper on here, which is also from a homespun house. I think it came with that bag actually. And it just, it's got a little hand and a bell. It jingles. And it says handmade on it, which I really love. And I've got some other stitch markers, which is a little teapot. These are actually ceramic. They're really pretty and delicate. So I've got a teapot, and then I've got two of these little teacups. And what else have I got? Oh, I've also got a little croissant. And these are all from the same person. I'll just check the name of them. Found it. So these stitch markers and the ones that I showed on, I think I showed some last week, which were sort of biscuit related on the Anna's Summer Cardigan. They are all from the same shop, Etsy shop, called Steph Cuddles. And I got them as a present from a friend, which is why I couldn't remember where they came from, because I had to look it up. But they are so cute. They're just so cute and tiny food. and drink. Can't really go wrong with tiny food and drink. So yeah, really, really loving this. Absolutely in love with this knit. And I can't wait to, I'm just really enjoying the process, but I can't wait to wear it. So it's sort of a product and a process knit for me. Oh, just look at it. It's just so beautiful. And it's really, really squishy and really tactile. Is that the right word? It's just really lovely to feel the texture. Yeah. Stop going on about that now. So yeah, that's my final whip at the moment. So I'm doing pretty well with my number of whips. I've only got 3 on the go at any one time. So I think once I finish the Anna's summer cardigan, I will have a gap. Because I think 3 whips is kind of a good number to have. I think that gives you enough sort of variety to switch between projects. So I'm not sure what I'm going to cast on. I've not got anything in particular lined up. So, I mean, I only like to have one big garment project on the go at once. So, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what else I'm going to cast on yet. Maybe some vanilla socks or something. Maybe something where I don't need to think as much. I'm not sure. I need to feel inspired by something. Maybe I could do another shawl? I'm not sure. Maybe I'll go stash diving and have a look and see what sort of, which of the yarns speak to me and which are the ones, and let them tell me what they want to be. So yeah, on to acquisitions. I have one acquisition, which is from, as I said before, from Moonstone Dye Works. So I'm really, really excited about this one. Hang on one second. Sorry, my coffee's going cold, so I need to drink it. So I saw on Tommy's podcast, Squirrel Pie Productions, she is the dyer behind Moonstone Dye Works. I saw she was showing off some of the yarns which were going into her shop, and there was one in particular called Crescent Moon, which she was doing on her BFL base, and I absolutely fell in love with it when she showed it on the podcast, and I just thought I need a sweater's quantity of that yarn, maybe to do like just a really simple cardigan that lets the yarn just be amazing on its own without any busy patterns or anything. So I waited for her update, had a look, and she only had 2 skeins in the update, so I messaged her just cheekily asking if she was going to have any more of that colourway available anytime soon, and she was so lovely and kind, and she offered to dye me up a sweater's quantity, and just do a custom order, which was so amazing. I was just so blown away by that, so I was like, oh my gosh, yes. So she dyed me up 3 skeins in her BFL base. Sorry, the BFL sock base, which is 80% superwash blue faced Leicester and 20% nylon. So it should be really hard wearing, but still really gorgeous and feels really woolly. So here is the yarn. It's absolutely gorgeous. I am so in love with it. So this is Crescent Moon. And here's her label, Moonstone Dye Works. And here are the details on the back. It's just this gorgeous sort of natural base colour with these amazing speckles. Let me just see if I can show you more. So it's got these sort of, they're sort of like a deep purple with blue and red speckles. Like you can see this blue here. But it's just so gorgeous and muted, but the depth of colour is amazing. So I just thought it would make a gorgeous cardigan, maybe like a featherweight or just something really simple. So yeah, I got 3 of those, which should be enough to, oh god, my fingers just like completely distracting this whole episode. Can't even hold these up. So yeah, got 3 of these. They're just so beautiful. I can't stop looking at them. And yeah, Tommy was so kind and sent me that little badge I showed you earlier, and she also sent me a little mini skein of her, I think it was Fireflies Fluorescence colourway, which is on the Stellina base. It's gorgeous. And here is her card as well. So beautiful. So thank you so much, Tommy, if you watch this. It's just so kind of you to do this order for me and include those little extras. So thank you so much. I can't wait to make a beautiful cardigan in this. I really can't. So yeah, that was the one acquisition. I've been pretty good recently. I've sort of decided, other than that, I think it was after I ordered that, I was like, I need to just be knitting from stash really, because I think my stash isn't huge, but it is big enough that I could probably knit for a couple of years and not need to buy anything. So I feel like if it gets much bigger, I'm going to feel overwhelmed with how much there is there to knit from, and I'll feel like the camera cut out then. I'll feel like there's too much choice available and won't be able to decide what to knit next, if that makes sense. I don't know if anyone else gets that. But I feel like there needs to be some sort of structure, and I've got plenty of like single skeins of sock yarn that I could knit into socks and use in shawls and things like that. I've got some skeins set aside for designs I want to do, and then I've got quite a few sweater quantities as well, so I really have no reason to be buying yarn. So I sort of enforced a yarn diet. So we'll see how long that lasts. Maybe now I've said it on the podcast, people can hold me accountable. I'll feel like I'm held accountable if I break this. So, but I mean, there isn't really a sort of like a certain amount of time I want to do this for. I just don't want to be buying yarn without a project in mind for it. Excuse me. So yeah, I've got plenty to knit from. There's so many skeins that are like inspiring me at the moment, so I should just be knitting with those instead of looking at other things to buy. But it's so difficult when you're just on Instagram and scrolling through, and then you see amazing yarn by these really talented indie dyers, and because they're indie dyers you feel like they might not make it again, and but I mean I feel like that's okay. I'm not gonna be looking back thinking I missed out on that one skein of yarn, and I mean it's not really going to negatively affect my life. So I need to just not be silly and just try and be more mindful of how much yarn I've collected and make sure it actually gets used, because I have got projects in mind for a lot of them. And yeah. So yeah, it's a bit of a little ramble at the end there, but yeah, I think that's everything I wanted to talk to you about. So yeah, I hope you all have a really lovely week or two knitting and crafting until I get to speak to you again. Not sure when my next podcast will be, but hopefully within the next week or two. And yeah, hopefully my finger will have healed by then, because it's a bit distracting. And it's a bit of a nuisance trying to get things done. So hopefully that'll all be sorted by then. All right, well, have a great couple of weeks, and I will chat to you soon.